Hello and welcome to the Arcade Football Podcast. This is episode 10 of season 3, or series 3, depending on where you're listening to us from. I'm Kyle Dixon, joined in the studio by the two Matts, as always, Matt Ty.
Hello.
And Matt Thowney.
Good evening.
Can I just pick up series 3 depending where you're listening to? It's series 3 no matter where you are.
No, I said...
It's not a time zone thing.
No, I mean, I originally said season 3. So if you're listening to it in America, it'd be season 3, wouldn't it?
They got you there, didn't they?
We've had a bit of a 2-week break-ish, so we apologise to anyone who sticks by us and misses us. Yeah, we're back for the foreseeable though. As we've had 2 weeks off, there's a hell of a lot to go through, but we'll start actually with some breaking news tonight. We're recording on the Wednesday evening, which means we know the Tuesday games, but the Wednesday games have yet to kick off as of recording, just so everyone's up to date and knows where we are. But the breaking news at the minute came out in the last hour or so for us is that Swansea City boss Francesco Guedolin will miss tonight's game at Arsenal. He's been taken to hospital with a chest infection. He's 60 years old. He's said to be in a comfortable position. His full recovery is expected within a few days. He's been referred to a respiratory. I can't say that word.
Respiratory specialist in London.
To be fair, although it's the headline screams out at you and you think, oh no, oh God, it doesn't sound actually as bad as it originally
But then
does.
will people open the article if it just said...
of course, yeah.
it grabs you, doesn't it?
Definitely.
So, would you prefer to read Swansea City boss taken to hospital? Swansea City boss has got the sniffles.
Coughing his way to the hospital. Yeah.
But
we do wish him a
speedy recovery.
Speedy recovery, of course, and I'm sure he'll be watching the game from somewhere in the hospital if he can. Let's start with last night's results then. I think there's only one place to start. King Power Stadium, Leicester City. That was their chance last night, wasn't it?
By the sounds of things, I was listening in on Gillette Soccer Special, and it sounded like Leicester literally ripped them apart in the last 5 minutes.
It sounded like
they did.
I was like, oh my God.
It sounded like West Brom scored with their only 2 attacks of the game. Because all the highlights I've watched have just been Leicester just attacking.
To be fair to Albion, like this is not a slight on their performance. Albion were brilliant last night.
Oh yeah, well,
that was the picture perfect Tony Pulis performance.
Well, I think the West Brom goal was the first goal that they've conceded since the 14th of December at the King Power.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And they just hit them out the blocks early, got the goal and went, all right then, break us down. And Leicester had trouble doing that for a long while.
Yeah, they had numerous efforts to hit the post. Ben Foster actually made a couple of saves, especially coming up to the Euros. He's definitely put
Thing is, with West Brom, they're out the blocks in the first 20 minutes. And Leicester, yes, okay, they conceded early, but they managed to deal with that after a while. Yeah. Then the next 70 minutes, they literally...
The same again happened in the second half, though, and then Gardner scored that brilliant free kick. And then it seems to me that Leicester, for some reason or another, started both halves very nervously.
I don't think they started very nervously. I think they were maybe a bit cautious, in a sense, because they knew what West Brom were going to do. It was just how they were going to deal with it. Because it happened so quickly.
West Brom is a very difficult team to play against. They had a good result on the weekend against Crystal Palace, so they had a bit of momentum going into that game.
Although they nearly threw that one away.
They very nearly did throw that one away. And this is probably the first time that any professional person linked to Leicester has actually stated we might actually win the league, because Ranieri's actually come out and said little Leicester City might win the Premier League now, which is the first time in the season. So maybe that has actually had a bit of negative effect.
All throughout the season, Leicester, whoever they've played, have been the underdogs. Even when they were playing, say, West Brom or Hawthorns, West Brom went into the game thinking, we can win this game. It's Leicester. Now they're seen as a big side in the Premier League. So West Brom are sitting back. They go and break us down. We'll take a 0-0. Tony Pulis went into last night's game going, I'll take a point right now. Okay.
Well, because Leicester have been the best team in the Premier League by quite a distance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And
West
Spurs.
West Brom needed the point as well. Yeah. They got a good win at the weekend, and now they've picked up a bit of momentum. If they continue that for the next 3 weeks, 36. If they continue it for the next 3 weeks, say, and get, say, 3 games, and they get at least 5 points.
They're safe.
They're safe.
I think this season could be one of the lowest seasons required to stay up.
Yeah, I'd say
If you look at the bottom of the table,
36, 37.
if you look at the bottom table, 16th is Swansea with 27 points, and you've got to think 3 teams below them all have 24. Then there's Aston Villa on 16.
Villa are out of it.
Villa already gone. And I was listening to Soccer Good Morning Sports, and they reckon they need people will probably need about 35 points.
See,
which will be
maybe a bit more than that, because I think a lot
around the 35 mark, which will probably be the lowest in the Premier League.
When you come towards the end of the season, and it always happens, 3 teams suddenly go on an absolute mad one, and that's when I think it will be something like 38, 39.
Wigan a few seasons ago.
Yeah, but this season Sunderland have already started it. Bournemouth are just starting it. Who's going to be the next one? Is it going to be Norwich, Newcastle, or Swansea? Those are the including Villa. You've got 6 teams.
If you look at the fixtures, it will be Newcastle, because
they've got 2 in hand.
Yeah, Newcastle got 2 in hand. They're away to Stoke, which is already hard enough, but compared to Swansea, who are away to Arsenal as it stands.
But anyway, like you say, I think teams like you say above Swansea. If teams above Swansea should stay up now.
Above Swansea is Bournemouth with 32 points. That's a 5 point
I'd
gap.
say I'd still say Bournemouth as well. I think still 10 games left.
There's still a good 10, 12 games depending on who you are. But Bournemouth's win last night is a great performance by Bournemouth. It's also the first time they've ever beaten Southampton in nearly 60 years.
But what you've got to remember, the difference between...
Don't die on us, you're the tech producer.
The difference between Bournemouth and the rest of the... and the rest of the teams below them is that Bournemouth continuously create chances. Yes, they may be not be put in the back of the net, but they will create chances, which means you will score goals. So you're going to stay up.
So anyone who's listening, if you hadn't realised by what we said, Bournemouth won last night. They beat Southampton 2-0, and as you mentioned, the first win in a derby. Will quickly move to the next game to see that. Nice. Do you think Southampton, that's their European challenge over?
No.
I mean,
you just said earlier that we've got 10 games of the season left.
No, I know.
So
it's going to depend a lot now, because City have won the Capital One Cup. As it stands, they're going to finish 4th, which will mean 6th place will get a Europa League spot, which is currently West Ham, who are 3 points ahead of Southampton. If the FA Cup winner is an also already qualified European team, which I don't know if it can anymore.
I'm not sure.
If Arsenal can get past Hull in the replay, then that's the only team left who can guarantee qualify for Europe. Then 7th place will get it, which is still Southampton, who are just a point ahead of Chelsea, who are in the top half of the table for the first time since the opening day.
This is the thing. Chelsea are going to rise now. Chelsea will finish strongly, so you got them going up. You got Everton rising again. Liverpool will get up there again. Southampton have to pick up results to stay in the mix.
True, but
especially results against a relegation threatened side is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but I think what you've got to remember is like with Virgil van Dijk and Fraser Forster at the back, you don't really have to worry too much about really conceding too many. I mean, yes, they've conceded 4 goals in their last 2 games, but there's sloppy errors. Every goalkeeper goes through that. So
I don't know why, because I was only following it on Twitter, but I did know Southampton had to make an early change in that game. They had to change. I think Stephen Davis. They had to bring on Yoshida. That might have settled the unbalance, because it was around the same time Bournemouth scored. I don't know if they scored before or after the change.
No, they scored before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I thought if it was just afterwards, there might have been like a formation unbalance, which might have led to that goal.
No, well, Ronald Koeman said it's not down to tactics why we lost that game. Bournemouth were just hungrier. That's it.
That happens sometimes.
And it's the first time he's actually criticised his players for losing a game this season, he said. So.
Well,
first play to Koeman.
He's one of those managers where he doesn't mind losing if the players put in 100%, especially in the South Coast derby.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The fans will be disappointed with that. Chelsea continue to pick up points, as we said, but Norwich had they weren't happy with the result. I know Neil weren't happy with the result. He was claiming an offside decision. Was he right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, so I did not see it.
all right, Wenger. But no, I did see it. It was close, but it was offside. So I'll happily hold my hands up to his offside. But we've said it numerous times that there have been times where officials, when it's so close in that way, they have favoured the striker because they can't always 100%.
Well, that tends to be the rule.
That kind of is like the unofficial rule, but that sort of tends how it goes.
Well, and also what you got to remember is it's the harsh reality. When you're at the bottom, everything goes against you, so you've got to remember that.
And referees do get told in situations where it's very close, give the striker the advantage. That's what they get told by their bosses. So in that sense, did the referee make a bad decision? Probably not. If it was close enough, I haven't actually saw it. I'm in Matt Thowney's boat, but if it was close enough to warrant that discussion, he's probably made it.
It wasn't like blatantly offside. Costa was just slightly ahead of him, probably like by a leg.
Thing is, people have got to remember, I know, like, obviously you've got all these replays and everything, and maybe the assistants do need help, but we have got to think for a second that these are human beings that have to see it only once. They can only see that once. So if it's a little bit off, then I'm sorry, but sometimes we'll go against you, sometimes it will go your way. It's just the way it works.
And in there were two other games before we speak about the dreadful Villa. Let's speak about Sunderland getting a big point for them.
But first thing first, did he mean it?
Oh, well. Only Barini will know that one. But
it's a cracker if it was.
Yeah. It's a big win, but big point for Sunderland, that. Especially at home to Palace. They would have wanted to win the game.
Yeah.
But going into the final minutes and you're losing, it's a massive result.
I think it's a bigger... I know it sounds a bit stupid because they lost 2 points at the end of the game, but in some ways I think it's a bigger point for Crystal Palace because with such bad form, going to Stadium Light, it's hard to get a result there as it is.
And Pardew stayed before the game. He doesn't like playing Sam Allardyce teams.
So,
no one does.
So for me...
No, it's just big fat Sam.
So for me, I just think maybe it's a point like that they've actually gained at the end of the day, because that's a really hard place to go, and they've actually got a point despite actually winning the game.
Although Crystal Palace are on a really bad run of form. They've only picked up 2 points in the whole of 2016, which has kind of dragged them into a relegation.
But the point means that they're 1 point further away from the relegation.
That is true, but they're 14th in the league, which on paper you think that should be all right, but they've got 33 points. Bournemouth on 32, Swansea on 27, Sunderland on 24, or just above on goal difference. So. And Pardew's even said we're kind of now in a relegation fight, so they need to turn it around. But Phil Brown actually said it on your favourite manager in the world.
Yeah,
he said you can't just turn around a losing streak. You need to start building up. So they had a good performance against West Brom. Conor Wickham got
in the end good second half performance.
Good second half, eventual.
What's happened with Conor Wickham, by the way?
Yeah, Conor Wickham suddenly just decided to score.
Like, he scored a mental goal against West Brom.
And he scored 2 mental goals.
Listen, Conor Wickham knows that...
No bounds.
Well, no. Conor Wickham likes to score goals when everyone else in the team is playing terrible. Yeah. Conor Wickham goes... This is my time to shine. Do you know what I mean?
Was like
when Conor Wickham is your star player, you've really got to assess where your team is going.
At least Sunderland have got a star player. And on that note, let's speak about how well Everton played.
No, let's speak about how...
Romelu Lukaku is the first Everton player to get 17 Premier League goals in a season.
Which is fair play to him.
Good achievement.
And Aston Villa are one of the worst teams in Premier League history now.
It's dreadful.
Well, I think one of the pundits summed their season up in one for me. Last season, Leicester, when they were in the same position, there was a lot of fight. They weren't getting thumped or anything. There was still a lot of fight in the team. They weren't losing games by more than 3 goals. This Villa side... The only fight they've got is when they're losing the game 1-0. But the moment it's 2-0, it seems it's like, over. Do you know what, sod this, we're going to go home early.
Most of the time.
Can I just say, it's quite funny that Villa's recent performances, they've been slightly better when the fans have walked out.
Yeah.
Oh, they're nervous. They're nervous.
They're
we
nervous.
get it now.
Right. In your last couple of games, after the walkout, within a couple of minutes, you've scored.
So in that sense, if Villa... fans kick off, destroy the next game they go to and destroy all the stand.
You should win 1-0.
Well, the FA will go, we're going to have to play the rest of your games this season behind closed doors. We'd win every game. Right?
Well, saying that, you had a behind closed doors game against the under-21s and lost. What was it, 4-0?
I can't remember the actual score. I just remember seeing the headline. We've lost at under-21s, and I genuinely, my first thought was, so why aren't these under-21s playing in the first team?
I was thinking that. Hang on a minute. If the under-21s are winning, then why aren't they actually playing?
I feel a bit sorry for Remy Gard because when he took the Villa job, you still had a reasonable chance, ish, of getting 19th.
This is the
But now he
problem.
must be there like, can I
go home then?
Can I go on holiday?
Can I go home? No.
S'il vous plaît.
To be fair, right, this is the problem. It's
awful.
not like Villa's relegation this season. When you look back on previous relegations, it doesn't strike you of a Newcastle when they went down. You went, they're going to come straight back up. Didn't strike you of West Ham who came. Were always.
Do you
know what I mean?
They're going to do a Wolves or Wigan?
It genuinely this. I'm not saying we're going to fall as low as that, but the way we're being relegated reminds me of the way Portsmouth were relegated.
That is true.
4 games into the season, everyone went Portsmouth are down. A month into the season, everyone's gone Villa are down, and we've never recovered. I hope that doesn't happen. But you look at the squad and you go, is there anyone who can stand up and fight and go, I want to get this club back in the Premier League?
And you're going to lose your big players if you go.
We haven't got any big players.
No, but like Jordan Ayew isn't necessarily big, but he'll be a player that Premier League clubs will want because he's got talent.
Maybe he has talent, but he's not consistent enough. That's his problem.
Yeah. I could see Akure going if they.
He might end up going to Italy or back to Holland. I can't see a Premier League side going in for him. I can't see many of the Villa players going to a Premier League side because they've proven this season that the players aren't Premier League worthy at the minute. Or the way they are playing.
Or they just don't want to play for the club, which
Maybe.
in my opinion is completely unacceptable.
Yeah, definitely. But at the end of the day, I do worry whether we will be able to recover quickly from relegation.
The only way you can, I think, is if Remy Gard isn't your manager next season. That is harsh, but
I don't think the manager's the problem.
Learner in or learner out?
Learner out, but I don't think anyone wants to buy the club.
Yeah, that's the thing. No one wants it.
It's a shame because a name like Aston Villa and your history should be attracting those type of people.
Even with the relegation, you should. I'm surprised there isn't a consortium out there going, let's rebuild this club. Let's put our name in the club's history by going,
we saved Villa.
We saved Villa. Yeah. I'm surprised there's no former players or anything back in a consortium or something like that. If they can go in for Notts County, for example, are about to be taken over in League Two. If Notts County can find a buyer, surely Aston Villa can find a buyer.
Wasn't it one of the teams in the JPT? Well, I think it was Bristol Rovers or Bristol. They've just got taken over by some oil-rich Qataris.
Brilliant.
Bristol Rovers.
Awesome. To be fair, I have a feeling from what I've read that Randy Lerner's put the price a bit too high for people. They've gone.
You go then.
We don't want to spend that much.
But what you got to remember is if you put that price on the side that's mid-table, pushing Europe possibly, then it might make sense. But this is a side that's rock bottom of the Premier League with players that don't want to play.
Everton's just got a majority shareholder who's bought like 49.9% of the club. First of all, why not just go for straight 50? Secondly,
well, because 50, then he loses the control of the club, doesn't he?
No, but
Ken Wright.
No, because he's now the majority shareholder. This Iranian with 49.9. Ken Wright's not the majority shareholder anymore.
All right.
Because he bought something like 2/3 of what Ken Wright had.
I just, from what I gather, Lerner genuinely wants. He's asking for more. I think it was about 200 billion or something like that. I could be wrong.
The Bromwich didn't even pay that much for Chelsea.
I don't know. He wants more than what he actually paid for the club in 2006.
Which I can understand, because at the end of the day, you do want to make a profit as a businessman, but you've got to be realistic.
Yeah, but you can't make a profit off this. You can't. No way. He's got to cut his losses.
Because what everyone's going to think if they buy into that club is, there's a load of players that are going to leave, which means I'm losing money straight away, and then I've got to fork out a load of money to get players in.
And it's not just that. When Lerner took over, Villa were a comfortable mid-table side, comfortably getting in 35,000, 36,000 a week every home game. Now we're Championship side, and we're going to get about 20,000 in each home game.
If that.
I think we'll get 20,000
Yeah.
just on pure diehards all turn up anyway.
These season ticket holders, etc.
I would be very surprised if anyone would want to pay the amount of money learners. Well, obviously no one is wanting to pay it. So I'm worried. To be fair, I am worried about the future of the club.
I am as well, because it is a
No-
name.
not just on the footballing matters, just behind the scenes. If I can genuinely see Lerner going, I've had enough. What's stopping him liquidating the club if he's had enough?
Well, the thing is that you look at that club and you think the players that have gone through that club, like, what's the former Tottenham one? David Ginola. David Ginola, when he played for him, like, that's such a big name. Gareth Barry's played for him. Heskey.
Yes!
Ashley Young.
There's
there
lots
is
of players.
So many players in that side. Even Thomas Sorensen, when he used to be there, he was really good.
To go back even more, you wouldn't have had Dwight York scoring the goals he scored for Man United if he didn't come through at Villa.
Exactly.
Who was the guy that it was a 2006 really good striker who came into Villa? From the South America. No.
Remember that one Pablo Angel?
Yes.
It was about 2002, but yeah.
2002, but yeah,
Great
like
striker.
that was he was a brilliant striker as well. It's just such a shame now that they could possibly be finished in a few years.
we can recover. And I look at the way West Ham did it when they went down, and they had a struggling season the next season, but they scraped the playoffs, got the playoff final, scraped staying in the league the season after, and went from strength to strength. That's what I would want to aim for.
Well, did you hear what Slaven Bilic has said in the media recently? He said, I want to dedicate Europe to Sam Allardyce, because if without Sam Allardyce's work he done at West Ham, they would not be where they are now. So Dimitri Payet would have never gone to West Ham if he didn't do what he had.
I also hope that the fans are patient with the players next season, whether it's the players that are still there now or whether it's new players, because if we go into that opening day of the season next season, Championship football, and go a goal down in the opening 10 minutes, say
you've got to get behind your team.
You've got to get behind the team, because if all the fans start booing, we've lost that game and we're looking at a relegation battle.
Well,
that first game will say
if you
exactly
could say
what's
5
happen.
players who will be at
5.
Villa next season, who would you say? I'll take Kieran Clark. I think he'll be there.
Who I want, who
No, who you think, not who you want, because then if we go who you want, they're not going to be there.
Clark, Agbonlahor will be there.
Yeah,
Agbonlahor will retire at Villa. I genuinely believe that.
Yeah.
I'd look at people like Ashley Westwood.
Yeah.
Who I think is the type of personality that'll go, no, I want to get this club back in the league.
And he's quite creative as well, to be fair. Like, on his day.
Rudy Gestede, maybe, because I can't see us selling him just... He hasn't done enough to prove to be a Premier League player, so why leave to a Championship player? And then I'd also look at someone like Leandro Bacuna. Someone like that would stick around.
Yeah.
Whether those aren't necessarily the 5 I'd say you have to keep, but
yeah,
you know,
I would like, if you do go down, when you go down,
yeah,
I would like to think Scott Sinclair would stay there, because he needs to rebuild his footballing career as well.
I think Scott Sinclair will stay there, but not because he's necessarily going, I want to bring this club back to Premier League. It's because no Premier League club's going to want to sign him.
Well, he hasn't shown it enough.
He made a mistake leaving Swansea, going to City. He tried to start his career again at West Brom. He tried it again at Villa. I think for everyone's favour, he needs to stay at Villa.
I can genuinely see, and like, maybe argue at best, but I can't see any Premier League team coming in for any of the players. Are you at best? That's it. Yeah. Maybe.
Anyway,
if 4 or 5 targets fall through.
We spent about 20 minutes chatting about Villa.
Yeah. Oh no, can we not? Yeah.
Anyway,
let's talk about a possible European Super League. That's going to cheer me up. There's been a lot of discussions apparently over the last 2 days between Premier League clubs, the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, and the 2 Manchester clubs, about a possible European Super League, breakaway league.
They've been meeting with a representative of the ICC, which is the International Champions Cup Series, which they host pre- and post-season tournaments for, which Chelsea, City, Real Madrid, AC Milan have all taken part with in the last couple of years. And a unknown American billionaire to propose a...
Not Randy Lerner.
Not Randy Lerner. He's got enough on his plate without a league. To propose a league again, which is going to be solely name-based, so how heavy your name is. So it will include the likes of Juve, the two Milans, all those clubs sort of competing in a different league, which may interrupt the Champions League bye.
To me, if that's genuinely the way it goes, that's the way they're proposing it, it ruins everything football stands for.
Yeah.
Football
it goes
stands...
down, that it turns into a business
Yeah.
then. Because if you then suddenly become rich and then start doing well, then suddenly...
I mean, I'm not denying that football's a business, it is, but it just ruins the values of football. I mean, Leicester this season, whether they win the title or not, odds are now they will be playing Champions League football next season, which is a great achievement. But if this Super League was coming in, they wouldn't be. They'd get nothing for their efforts.
What I think that Super League should be instead, I think it should be teams that win the title in every European league should be in there. And I know that sounds stupid, but then that sounds even worse, in my opinion. Because that is biased, because what happens if all those teams in their league play terrible? They're guaranteed something in Europe. Like, no.
I think the Champions League and the Europa League is at the best possible way it could be.
They've just started a new 3-year cycle as well, so they probably won't change anything, if anything at all, until
for
the end of the cycle.
I wouldn't change it. It works the way it is.
I'm happy with the format. I'm happy with the fact they've also changed it so the Europa League winners now get a Champions League berth.
And that's right.
Because that's how it should have been right from the start.
Well, give them a reason to want to win the Europa League.
Exactly. Because before...
I know it sounds daft. That really does sound daft, actually.
Yep.
But
you should want to win.
You should want to, but we know that's
from
not
the moment that was announced, wasn't it? After we won it, that was announced.
It was announced after the
year after 2013 when it was announced. All of a sudden, everyone thought, actually, that's pretty big now. Like, that's huge. Yeah. So
well, look at Jurgen Klopp this season. He's gone, I've given up on trying to get Europa League or Champions League football in the Premier League. We're not going to finish in those top 6 positions, top 5 positions. I'm going to win the Europa League and get us Champions League football.
Yeah,
it's a loophole, but it's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
I don't think we should. The only thing I would be interested in is, instead of having a knockout competition, making it a league-based competition, the Champions League. If that makes sense.
I think that makes sense, but then you can't have as many teams as there is in it now.
No. You would have to cut it down to a team of maybe...
It would probably have to be...
Because then you've got to cut out...
It would probably have to be the top 2 of all the leagues in Europe.
Well, if you genuinely wanted to be stingy with European football, you could do the champions of every league in one league, whoever finishes second in what would be the Europa League, in 2 separate leagues of maybe 10 or 15, and they play each other twice throughout the season.
Yeah, but you're suddenly talking about another league on top of what is already here, which means more injuries, which means like no winter breaks for the
and to be fair, the Champions League is sort of pushed on by the fact that look at Chelsea a few years ago. If that was a league-based format, Chelsea would never have won it because they weren't good enough that season.
Yeah.
They won it just because they did it the cup way. They held on to 0-0s and penalty shootouts, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but no, I don't. I personally, I don't want a Super League that is purely based on just big names.
Well, this is all speculation because it was reported in The Sun, which is famous for making up good stories.
True, but then sometimes they do turn out to be true. So
the Premier League was all speculation at one point.
Yeah, but then they got backed by Sky.
But you could see a Sky back in this, though, to be fair.
Well,
that's the thing.
Having lost the Champions League, they're going to have to go for something.
Yeah. We're going to move on to...
Sticking with Europe, Galatasaray have been the first major team to suffer the financial fair play by being given a 1-season ban of all European competitions.
Brilliant. That is a right decision. If they've broken the financial fair play rules, they should be punished. Look at City and PSG, and I think Real Madrid might have done it. I'm not sure.
Real Madrid didn't do it.
Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid are currently facing possible transfer embargoes due to underage players.
Yeah.
It was Liverpool.
Well, these sides that have broken the financial fair play rules are getting fines. A fine is not going to make a difference to Manchester City and PSG. Not playing Champions League football will. They'll lose 10 times more, and they'll go, you know what, let's not do it again. Galatasaray won't now.
Because Galatasaray are the current Turkish champions and have won it for the record 20th time at the end of last season. They're currently 5th in the Turkish Super League, so it looks like it's unlikely that they will be in the Champions League, but they will still qualify for the Europa League. So missing out on all European football means...
We're also banning a player, isn't it? When
Exactly.
If you got fined rather than miss the next game for a red card, then you'd continuously get the red cards because they earn enough money. But a ban, suddenly you're looking at 3 games, you're like,
the ban is the right way to go. Even if it was, say, for example, I don't know, Tottenham Hotspur. No, because Tottenham play Europa League football. Stoke City. Say they broke financial fair play rules this season. Next season, you go, okay, you're banned from the FA Cup. Ban them from competitions. It sucks for the club and the supporters, but you've got to be punished if you're breaking the rules. Do you know what I mean?
You shouldn't just be able to sit there and go, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Oh, you're going to fine me? Oh, okay, let me just get my checkbook. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And moving on to the governing body of football, we have got a new president. Sepp Blatter.
Happy birthday.
Oh dear me.
Oh wait, on that note, we do want to wish happy birthday to RK football team member Graham Eyre, who's off in Belgium enjoying his birthday dinner somewhere.
Yeah.
He's about 99 now, so...
He's getting there.
He's getting there.
Carry on.
We got a new head of the governing body of FIFA as Gianni Infantino has won the presidential elections after 2 rounds of voting.
It's great that he's been voted in because he seemed like the most fair candidate. But I don't like the fact that the day after or 2 days after it's come in, he's had to deny promises to the US over a 2026 World Cup. Apparently there's claims that he's spoken to the US Federation and gone, if you vote for me and I get elected, you will host the 2026 World Cup.
The thing is, the US Soccer Federation initially voted for the Sheikh from Bahrain in the first round. When the first round was done as a draw, they all had to go in again, but the FIFA candidates weren't allowed anywhere near the people to vote. So there's absolutely no way he could have gone over to the US.
Yeah, but he could have quite easily gone, Martin, can you just go and speak to them, mate?
All the voters and delegates were in separate rooms, so there's absolutely no way they could communicate during the voting process.
On the day, though, but they could have done it a week before.
Well, if they do it the week before, at least vote for them in
anyway,
the first.
Do
it the proper way.
We're getting too far-fetched.
Yeah.
But we wish
I hope it's not true because he genuinely seems like the right man to bring FIFA forward.
Yeah.
As if anyone who's listening to this doesn't actually realise who he is, if you've ever watched a Champions League or Europa League draw,
he's the bald guy.
He's the bald guy that presents it and tries to be funny and make a joke, and you just like just get the balls out.
And you can tell that all the players former players that draw the balls and everything are just
they hate
so funny.
him so
it's
much.
So funny.
You could see it, couldn't you?
He's the Mr. Rules guy. He explains everything.
But on the plus note, now that he's been voted in, the English FA did vote for him, so they were happy with that, and they are now talking about putting together a bid to host, I think it's the 2032 or something. 2030.
But we won't get it.
Well, yeah.
You never know.
No, because Uruguay are going for it for the 100 years of the World Cup, so they automatically got it regardless.
It will depend on if the US have the 2026 World Cup, the 2030 World Cup will be in Europe. Yeah.
Australia still got an axe to grind with FIFA, so I reckon they'll get 2026.
I think Australia and America deserve one soon.
It'll go.
Well, maybe not America because they recently had one, didn't they? 94. I say recently, but in World Cup years.
Australia have never had it, so just go. We're really sorry about 2022. Have the World Cup by.
But then you also have the same problem of Qatar. If Australia host it, you're gonna have to do it in the winter. It's going to be too hot in the summer.
No, because
it'd be nice. Don't worry about it.
Because we do cricket in the summer over there. And our summer is their winter.
I know, it's a lot hotter. Their summers are a lot hotter.
Yeah, but their summers is during our Christmas period.
Oh right, yeah. No, yeah, it is. Yeah.
Because they have Christmas Day on the barbecue on the beach.
Oh, that is amazing. Oh, what?
So, would you like some turkey? Can you put it on the stick for me?
To all my Aussie friends, I am not jealous of you at all. But please stop putting up Facebook photos on Christmas Day of you on the beach. It's raining in England.
See, anytime I ever see anything like that, I just think, I hope those giant spiders and giant snakes come and scare you at night.
Anyway, let's move.
Christmas Day swim. Dun, dun, dun,
Anyway.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, we'll move on. Stay on the FIFA thing though. Michel Platini has taken his FIFA ban appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, which will probably mean that he'll get it appealed because they usually just go, okay.
It's the fact that he's gone to the Court of Arbitration of Sport and
Sepp Blatter
has gone, you know what, I'll just take the 5-year ban.
Could be worse.
Well, it was 8, but they got it reduced. He's still banned from all football by just 3 less years.
To be fair, Sepp Blatter's probably looking at it going, well, I've been president of FIFA for a while and I've got this amount of money saved. 5 years off? All right then.
5 years in Bermuda for me.
Worked in Tesco's in life.
Yeah, 5 years in Bermuda. Let me just talk to my mate, the African Confederate who I bought off.
Oh, this isn't a football stadium. This is my garden.
Oh God. We'll move on from FIFA because we could have so many jokes and complaints.
So we move on to Premier League fixtures. We won't discuss the Wednesday night fixtures because they are literally just about to kick off at time of recording.
Yeah.
So
there's been the goal. Fratton Park talking though.
Fratton Park. Have a word.
There might have been a player sent off. We don't know yet.
I don't know, Jeff. We're moving on to the Saturday Premier League fixtures, and the first game on Saturday is possibly the biggest ever version of this game.
Depending on results, is Tottenham versus Arsenal. Tottenham versus White Hart Lane. It's the North London derby.
North London derby, 12:45 kickoff live on BT Sport.
The biggest North London derby in history.
The Sol Campbell derby as well.
Sol Campbell derby, William Gallas derby, you name it.
Adebayor.
Thank God it's on BT, right?
Yeah.
Thank God, because I'm getting fed up of Graham Souness because I know for a fact if Arsenal win, it will go, they'll win the title. And all this because he changes every week. It's like, would you stick to one?
Can I just say I pointed out before we broke for Christmas that Arsenal's title credentials will be judged when they go into March. They're third and need to win against away to Tottenham just for a chance.
Well, I mean, like,
I don't know if they beat Swansea tonight, they're level with Tottenham, but Tottenham will have the. Oh no, because if Tottenham beat West Ham as well tonight's results could change everything. Tottenham Arsenal Saturday. Matt Thowney, it's a hard one.
Nuclear war.
It's difficult.
I'm going for the same result as at the Emirates with 1-1.
Matt Ty?
Actually, that 1-1.
3-0 Tottenham.
Ooh.
That could happen, but I can't see Czech conceding 3. But then I say that he conceded 3 against United, so again, and two to that youngster that is like the most overrated player at the moment.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sure Marcus Rashford does listen to us, except he may be in bed at this time.
No, he's starting. he is starting. But did he hit after the Arsenal United game on Monday morning? He had a biology exam at school.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Sorry, lads, I can't go out and celebrate. I've got to revise.
Yeah. Because do you imagine that on a Monday morning he walks in and he goes, I haven't done my homework. All right, so why is that? Well, I was playing for United on the week. Yeah, I've heard it all.
He said that last week. Chris Smalling right there.
How old do you think Chris Smalling is?
He's got a baby face still, to be fair.
Adam Johnson's next door.
Oh, gosh, no. We weren't going to discuss it. That's the elephant in the room.
Oh, that did escalate quickly.
Oh, dear me. Moving on.
Oh, Kyle, no.
Oh, dear. Right, first of the 3 o'clockers. It is a resurgent Chelsea side versus a stuttering Stoke at the moment.
Nice. Robert